Yo everyone, Bunny here, well going. So welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's having a great time, great day, whenever you're listening to this. It really and truly depends. But anyway, this is going to be a quick little news or article coverage video for the most part. As you can tell by the title, the Phoenix Theatre that's located in New Kingston on Heenan Road is apparently shutting down. So this article comes courtesy of the Jamaica Observer. Credit does go to the writers and everybody over there on the staff that actually covered and wrote this article. Well, in the description box below, yes, the link to the article will be there, so you can be sure to check it out and read it entire thing for yourself if you want. But yeah, let's get into the let's get into this. Hold on, let me just kind of do a little thingamajig here. Display capture, and let's bring this up right here. Phoenix Theater, and then let's bring me down here. And then let us transition. So yeah, for the most part, as you can see here on the Jamaica Observer site, as the title says, the Phoenix dies. Now basically the article goes into detail, well, not too much detail, but just enough for what the public needs to know, I'd imagine, that David Tulloh, the person that's been managing the Phoenix Theatre for the most part for the last 4 years, he's basically announced that the owners of Phoenix Theatre are actually going to sell sell the property or the theater in general. So that means using the theater or the building for plays and productions, that's going to be something that's like thrown out the window as of December of this year. Like after December, that's it. So there's that. Apparently it was a 4-year contract for the most part, and they didn't mention why in the article why the owners have decided to sell, but that's the case. And based on the article, apparently there are a number of productions that were actually slated to run all the way into next year, by persons that were getting, well, not necessarily getting the production, famous names in the business, of course, like Oliver Samuels, but apparently was going to use the theater for a play that's premiering on the 1st of January, and of course Dahlia Harris that would be using the theater later on in 2020. So yeah, there's that. So pretty unfortunate. So yeah, and it kind of brings up the question because funny enough, I did a video yesterday. Well, I put it up today. Yes, regarding traditional theater versus content creators, and like reading this article, it just goes to show you there are much more problems that need to be talked about, that need to be discussed, that need to be addressed when it comes down to local theater. Because one of the biggest things coming out of this article that I see here is that what's gonna happen with the limited amount of theater space. Honestly, that's like a major cause for concern. And even though David Tulloh says in the article, well, they quote him saying that, well, I'm paraphrasing here since I'm kind of just browsing through, I've read the article already, but the point is, he says that more than likely current producers and production companies probably are going to have to get very creative with actually how they utilize the space they already have. But that's the question: what kind of spaces will these production companies actually have to put on their productions? That's the thing. I agree with getting creative, because as I've been discussing, the theater industry here needs like a major boost, whether it be from talent or just a full-scale revitalization of the industry for the most part. So theater space, that's going to be a next topic of discussion that we might be addressing here on the channel, so I guess you can look out for that as well. Hold on, let me just kind of scroll down here. And it's interesting, it's not necessarily connected with the closing down of the theater, but I guess it could be linked back. David Tulloh makes a point that most of the theaters or most of our productions here are currently only open to the public on weekends, but he makes the connection or the comparison to Jambies International, who actually continues to run plays at least 5-6 days of the week. So that's another topic for discussion. So yeah, and probably think about that. I know like back in the day, like Stages Productions and RBT Productions, um, well, mainly Stages Productions, they'd usually run plays like what Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then things kind of took a nosedive, and it was only on the weekends as as we currently see, and even David Toller here says it that it's only weekends. And it's not that it hasn't been. It's not a case where it's not like it's a case where we haven't done plays or productions during the week and it sell off for lack of a better term, but currently there's like more often than not, yeah, it's only on the weekends. So yeah, but yeah, the major thing to kind of get out of this article is the major concern is the availability of theater stage space in the corporate area. I mean, if even if we were to say get a bunch of fresh new talent, where would we set them up? Where would we like showcase these different acts? You know, just little questions here to be concerned about. So, and as we see here, acts like Oliver Samuels and Dahlia Harris, as he pointed out, were actually planning to actually use the theater going into next year. So it's it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in terms of like what's going to be the plan, the alternative at this point. So I'm looking forward to what kind of creative measures production companies actually come up with. I know there are still options within Kingston, so it's not like the end of the world, but at the same time, limiting the availability of theater space in a local industry that needs a boost, it's not a good look, honestly. But anyway, if you've read the article, you can read it, come back, leave a comment, and let me know what you guys think. As I said, courtesy of the Jamaica Observer, people. Rate, comment, subscribe, Bunny here, and I hope everyone has a great day.